Okay, today, here's what we're gonna cover. We're gonna do a couple notes on wages one more time. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do maybe 3 examples of wages, and then I'm gonna turn you loose on homework right away. Does that make sense? So you get kind of a sense for what you need to do. I'll kind of show you exactly what your homework's gonna look like, and I'm gonna give you examples of how to actually do it. Now, here's what I'm warning you of. The homework I'm gonna send today is different than what the book asks you to do. So the book will ask you to do certain things. I'm gonna ask you to do something completely different. So keep that in mind. Okay, if you need to go grab a calculator, I would probably strongly recommend it. There's 10 in the back. You can see there, grab that little floaty caddy right above the cell phone. I probably recommend to do that. Go grab a cell phone, go grab a calculator real quick. Oh, we have something. If you already have your own calculator, fine dandy. It'll just be easier if you have one. You can do some typing. So they're in the back. You can borrow one. Just make sure when you guys are leaving, I get those back because I don't pen when you guys walk down. Okay. All right. We good? Everyone's got one? Everyone feels good? Okay. So yesterday what we talked about was we were talking about wages. How much money you make per hour, how much you make annually, right? So we're still in that. So we're still in section 1.1 and 1.2 of that textbook. Still talking about wages. We are mixing 2 sections together. The goal is to do 2 different types of problems today, but to get to the same result, to get to the same answers. Okay? So, first thing I want to do is let's talk about hourly rate one more time. And the second thing is to do annual rate. So the annual wage, I should say, not annual rate, but annual wage. That's our 2 types of problems, but I'm going to do probably 3 examples unless we need more. You have questions on it. Okay, does everyone understand the 2 we're going to do? Okay, let's jump right in. Let's talk about hourly rate. Now, yesterday we did an example with $18. I'm going to do something more realistic, probably for you guys right now. Let's say your hourly rate is, let's say you're making $8.50 an hour. So, what is minimum wage? Say $8.50?
7.
Oh, jeez, it's still lower than I got. All right. Anyway, let's say it's $8.50. I didn't realize it was that low stuff. My minimum wage when I was in school was $5.25. Yeah, I'm not old. It was $5.25. But gas was like 99 cents too. Gas was awesome. It was super cheap, I guess. So, but $8.50 an hour. So here's the question. The first type of problem they're going to do, they're going to give you, sorry, they're going to give you your hourly rate. They're going to give you how many hours you work a week. Let's say you work 20 hours a week. Still a lot for a kid, but you're working 20 hours a week. So the question is, what are your wages at the end of the week? That's the first type of problem, okay? That's what they're going to ask. I still want you to do that, but there's one extra part I want you to do as well. Okay, so you're making you're going 20 hours for $8.50. So all you do, the trick is you take your $8.50 and you multiply it by 20. This is the pay at the end of the week. What do we get?
$170.
$170 and even?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, 170 bucks. Okay, that's your wages. Now, what I would like you to do, I still want you to do that. That's what you're going to do on those first, I think, 6 problems I'm going to give you. I want you to do that, but I want you to go one more step. How much are you actually going to get in cash in hand? Because obviously, that's the wage that they're saying you're going to get. Unless you're getting paid in cash, then I can understand that. But, most places will write you a check, right? They're going to, or direct deposit into your bank account. So, if they're going to do that, they're probably taking out your taxes, your Social Security, your Medicare, whatever they're taking out. So here's what I'd like you to do. One more extra step. I want to take your 170, or whatever that price is, whatever you're getting there, and I want you to take it times 0.6. You're going to get about 60% of your wages back in cash, unless you're getting paid under the table in cash like a farmhand, or somebody that's like a waiter, waitress, because they get just cash for tips. They don't even have to mark them on taxes. So we're going to assume that you're getting 60% of it taken out, or 60% back in cash. So what is 170 times 0.6?
102.
$102 even?
Yes.
Boom. That's what you're getting in cash. That's your paycheck at the end of the week. That's with Social Security taken out, taxes taken out, all that good stuff. So it's not a lot. right? So if you're thinking about buying a car, you know, this is what you're making per week, but that means you have to be consistent. You have to work at least 20 hours to keep making that. And that's every dime, right? You're still thinking, I still gotta buy gas, pay insurance. So think about that. That's little things you gotta think about. Or if you're doing, you know, if you're getting a cell phone bill and you're going through Verizon or something like, this is 1 week's pay. Verizon can be pretty expensive. I think for just a single person on Verizon, I think it could be easily $100 and something for having a data plan and a cell phone and a smartphone, that type of thing. Okay, questions on what I would like you to do. This is the extra part. The book does not ask you to do this. I want you to be realistic. You're not taking all that home in cash. You gotta think about it. You're taking significantly less. Is it gonna be that much? Probably not. I mean, you might get a little more than that, but this gives you kind of a heads up. If it's the easiest way to calculate. Do we feel comfortable with the first 6 problems, or do you want to do another one? Feel good about that? I'm going to leave that on the board so you can watch. That's the first 6. That's the page 2 problems. Okay, the next homework problem you're going to have. They're going to do the same thing now, but now let's say you're making $12.25 per hour. So maybe you just got hired on a quick trip uptown, and they're going to pay you $12.25 to work, you know, second shift and be a cashier, or maybe custodial. I don't know what you're going to do. So now the question on the second part of the homework, this is the page 3 stuff that I have marked up there. They want to know what your annual wage is. Your annual wage, how much you're going to take home per year. There's still an extra part I'd like you to do. Not just find annual wage, but go one extra step. So this is assuming you're working full-time, 40 hours a week, 50 weeks a year. We'll just do that, the same numbers we used yesterday. So here's what you do. You take your $12.25. You're going to take it times 40-hour work week. That we're going to assume you're working full-time, that's 40 hours, right? 40-hour work week. Once you have that, then whatever that answer is, so does anyone have a calculator? Like what do we get there?
24,500.
Ooh, say that again?
24,500.
Oh, you went the full route, didn't you? Well, just take it times 4.
490.
Say it again?
490.
490. You're going one extra step. Okay, $490 even?
Yeah.
Okay, then you're gonna take that times 50, right? And I think that's where you're going there. Probably, I think you already went like one extra step past me. You're taking your 490 and you're taking that times 50. That's 50 weeks of the year. And that's the 24,000 you said?
24,500. Yeah.
24,500. Okay, that's how much you're bringing home that year. Okay, just to give you an idea, that's what my first pay was as a teacher leaving Ventura. It was actually less than that. So I was getting $12.25 an hour. What?
You want us to take the max out on that?
Then we're gonna take taxes. So 60% of that's coming home in taxes. So this is the extra part that I would like to do. Take your $24.50 or $24.5, and we're gonna take that times 60% again. And what do we get?
14,700.
14.7. There you go. That's what I'm actually taking home in cash. Just to let you know, when I first started teaching, somebody working at Walmart would have made more money than me. You know, like normal pay at Walmart would pay more than that. That was the sad part. I'm making significantly more money than that now, but that took me 14 years to get there. Right, so keep that in mind. It is a process. It's a career. You have to think about it in the long term. Now, I knew that my first paycheck was going to be crap. I knew that. Leaving college, but all right. Do we feel comfortable with like the steps you're going to have to do? Now, this is for every time you're going to be doing. You're going to take your, whatever price they tell you times 40, then take it times 50. You can just do it all in one shot. I don't care. But then you got to do that extra. This is what the book does not ask you. I want you to be realistic. Think about what you're actually going to take home in cash after taxes and insurance and Social Security comes out. Okay, here's my question. Is there any of the 2 that you'd like me to cover again? Okay, so just I'm going to try to clearly label these. These are a lot like the page 2 material that you're going to do. This is how you're going to do the page 2. This is how you're going to do your page 3 material. Okay. If you feel comfortable, I'm going to let you have the rest of the time today to work. So you have plenty of time. You can ask me questions. You can see. I'm going to actually do it with you. Every assignment you do, I do it with you. I have paper. I do the exact same. You can ask me if you're doing it right, what your answer is that you get. Because I don't want you going home and forgetting how to do it, or, you know, asking your parents and they don't understand it in the first place, so. I think this, they'd probably get this, they probably understand this, but. All right, rest time is yours. I'm trying to camera, let you get to work.